Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to entire JNU NSUI fraternity, each and everyone, because I am now, time is already too late ho gaya. So because of that I am not taking too much time, but little bit, since you have invited me, I should speak something. So small portion of my talk will be very brief and then followed by conclude karenge. What I want to just start from there, actually Gandhiji always appealed in his entire speeches, collective morality, and that is the ahimsa. He has appealed to in and out, in the country and outside. What is that ahimsa? That non-violence. You should not resort to any kind of violence on your own neighbor or own fellow caste people. And this is what Gandhi taught to the entire society. That is the collective morality. Second thing is Antyodhyamaya. So what is that is meaning? Is that the social justice and the marginal people should be uplifted. That is the ultimate goal of the social morality. These two things, and followed by Baba Sahib Ambedkar vision for a modern India, where in this modern India these marginal sections will have an opportunity. But given these three cases, okay, one is the Chief Justice of India, other one is an IPS officer in Haryana, and the Hariom Valmiki from Raebareli constituency. If you take three cases, in all these cases, this atrocity, if you look at, is heinous, okay, behavior of Indian, some of the cruel people. If you look at this, the pattern of these atrocities, suppose, because in these two episodes of one IPS officer and the Hariom Valmiki, dono, their families, today their wives become widows. Okay, and if you take the first case of Gawai sir's issue, if you take, what is worrying, the entire technology is being used to actually to humiliate Gawaiji. The first thing is, if you look at that, I have gone to the anthropological studies of this. Why do we use slippers on the particular as a kind of humiliation? When I gone back, I have seen some anthropological examples of the psychological attitudes of the Indian, the social hierarchy, where in the Kap Panchayats of the informal judiciary of the Indian social order from the ancient time, they use slippers to garlanding and humiliating the humans for various punishments. So if you take up that context in the Supreme Court, that Rakesh Kishore has behaved like a Kap Panchayat man and punished Gawai for whatever that sentiments he is legitimating, that God mujhe bola to do this. Because as per the sections of 129 constitutional, the act is, that's a contempt of court and he should be punished. But abhi tak, the court is not at all taking up that issue. And the Kap Panchayat, any kind of these judgments are prohibited by the Supreme Court. And you cannot give such kind of corporal punishments to anybody. He daily gave his, as advocate, and punished a Supreme Court Chief Justice. It is shame to the country, and this law minister should rethink about his entire, the judiciary of this country. Second case is Haryana, who is an IPS officer from Andhra Pradesh, who belongs to Mala community. His father, and with a lot of hard work, he made his son to become IPS officer. Today, his wife is a magistrate of the same state. A district magistrate is actually struggling to get her husband phone, and she wants to hear what was the last call he made, what was the call pattern, and the whole records she wants to access. You see the pattern where the first case, in the Gavaisar case, there was an AI generated video which is saying then one part is hanging in his neck, and the society doesn't want this Dalit saliva to touch the land. That is still the caste system is being practiced through the AI technology. Second is that a district magistrate who is wife of the IAS officer, deceased IAS officer, is unable to get phone. Third case is that who is the wife of the Hariom Valmiki has approached the police, and she has told how his husband was brutally beaten up very badly and caused to death. And she said in one of the video, one of the attacker has put his leg on the neck of the throat of the Hariom Valmiki, and while police was watching, he was killed brutally. The point that I wanted to say is that here, because the Indian society, these people do not understand. Anybody society has found where is the drone? Did he is carrying the drone? Did they have any evidence? And after the police has seen, he must have hand over to the police, and the police would have been investigated, and the law and order would have been saved. And see, today, if you look at that, the woman who became a widow is very heart-touching, that their whole family became orphan, and the widow became that woman became a widow, actually expecting her husband will come to his home. I am asking from this floor, you only have emotions, we don't have emotions, we don't have families. And wife of the Dalit IPS officer, she is crying like anything. And the wife of the Hariom Valmiki crying like anything. And the mother of Gavai said, and she what was that was happy about his son become a Chief Justice of India. Today she is actually hurt because of this kind of humiliation. She said it is attack on Constitution. The Constitution is the highest moral authority which is there to save people, recognize people its citizens' rights, and to ensure the equality and let them alive and have the livelihood. Now nothing is hopeful. Today is the tragedy is that we are actually, civilians are actually trying to protect the judiciary. Judiciary is supposed to protect us. Now we are raising voice to protect judiciary, and where we are is that the question left to us. I think thank you so much everyone for giving this opportunity and wonderful talk, and we will continue this, and thank you so much all the NSUI fraternity of JNU. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.